First Watch with Sheriff Mark Daniels on KWCD Bisbee Sierra Vista. Hosted by Public Information Officers Carol Kappas and Grady Butler. First Watch is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
And welcome to your Friday. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and Sheriff Mark Daniels. Good morning.
Good morning, Cochise County.
Hello, everyone.
Before we get to football, let's start with some birthday shout-outs.
We got to give a birthday shout-out. This week is a special weekend. Justin, my son, who's also lieutenant at Sierra Vista PD, it's his birthday today. So if you see Justin, give him a hug. He loves hugs. And then my granddaughter, Addie, I think she turns 6 today. I think it's 6. It's terrible I don't know that. But I think Addie turns 6. I think it's tomorrow her birthday is. But either way, happy birthday to both of them. Hope they have a great weekend.
Aw.
I know.
Well, let's go ahead and kick it off with football. Cochise County football continues tonight.
But before we do that, there's somebody really excited in the room, Grady, we got to recognize, and that's Carol Hanner, U of A. Who'd you guys win?
Reno, Kansas.
Yeah. Oh, Kansas State. Yeah. That's a Wildcat, too. That's the Wildcats.
Yeah.
So they've done a couple
I
Wildcats.
know.
Two teams.
Wilbur wins.
Yeah, well, But, and ASU pulled it off, too. Let's give ASU a little bit of a shout-out here. Devils got to get serious here a little bit. They're 2-1. Aren't they 2-1?
I thought it was the other way around.
Uh-oh.
Grady, what are you laughing about? They're 1-2. They're 1-2. But that's okay. It's the teams that start off with the easy schedules that everybody gets excited about.
Oh, I see how this is.
Let's navigate the waters for it. ASU's coming.
U of A.
I was talking to the coach who helped my son coach a rec team for soccer. And I had my ASU socks on last night, and so I was giving the talk to the parents and the kids, walking them. And one of the kids, I like your socks. I'm like, oh, such a proud kid. Such a proud kid.
Yeah,
yes.
no.
I had my ASU socks on. It was so
It's because
cool.
your U of A ones were dirty because you wore them so often.
Yeah, I have so many of those. So let's see what happens. This could be a big weekend for U of A and ASU. ASU obviously is climbing the mountain. U of A is just too excited to get up the mountain. So we'll see what happens.
They're already on top. They just need to keep it up.
It's going to hurt tumbling. I think it's going to hurt tumbling. But either way, U of A, ASU playing good ball right now.
And back to local football, it is homecoming for Buena as well.
Homecoming for the Colts. So all those alumni, tonight is your homecoming night here at Buena. Then they're going to take on the Tucson Badgers. Buena coming off a tough beat down by ALA Gilbert last week. And ALA Gilbert, just a team on its own level. They came out there with just slicing, dicing, boy. They had some precision all the way through there. Versus Buena, which is a very, very good team this year. Go watch them. They're very talented also. And playing on the Tucson Badgers. Tucson Badgers not having a great season. For such a big school. They dropped from the 6A to 5A. But they're not a bad team. But Buena should get back in the win column tonight.
And you're going to be busy this weekend, too. There's a car show in Benson.
Car show in Benson. It's Clean and Beautiful Benson's putting on the car show. It's their annual event. And it's a nonprofit group that keeps Benson looking good. And so this is one of their little fundraisers. So I'll be up there tomorrow. It's at, I believe, Lions Park in Benson. They do it every year. They get a nice turnout of cars. They truly do. So I'll be up there judging in the morning. And it's always a fun show. I get to see some people I don't get to see. And it's a big social event. You know how that works. And so it'll be fun. So if you got a car you want to take up, some of that metal you want to show off, some of that art, take it all up to the Benson Car Show. It'll be cool.
And then the Daughters of the American Revolution, DAR, they're going to have their event tomorrow. And they do it every year. And this is going to be the 238th recognition of their week. And so they do a pretty good job.
It's an amazing for our young ladies coming up, and it's a nice little event they put together. I know Mayor McCall's involved in that. I've been involved in that. Carol, you're big involved in that. And we always present our certificate every year to these ladies and young girls coming up through. And so, again, it's an exciting event. And that's at the Salvation Army, I think, tomorrow, right?
Correct, yes.
What time does that start?
It starts at 10.
10, yes. I think, it is 10 o'clock. I can't make it because I'm going to be in Benson this year. But between Carol and I, we do that every year. And we want to support that cause.
And then also our Facebook page. We want to invite everybody to follow that, but you have a pretty cool announcement about the Sheriff's Facebook page.
And I credit both of you, Carol and Grady, both, for where we're at, 50,000 followers.
That's awesome.
Hey, you got to figure that's almost half our population follows our page. That's besides Fort Huachuca, which I think has got the biggest Facebook following because they're global. Let's face it. I think we do pretty good with 50,000. So thank you everybody for clicking like and following us. Sounds so social media to me. I'm not a social media guy. Thanks for liking us.
You did it, Sheriff. That was good.
I know.
Use the hashtags. Use all of that.
Yeah, I can't even say all that. But either way, thank you for following us.
One of the things that we post on there frequently is about scams. And somebody from Wilcox reported last week that somehow he said his phone got hacked. Somebody opened an account in his name at Wells Fargo, and they got a loan, and now Wells Fargo's after him for repaying it. And then we try to keep Grady under control, but now even Grady is involved in calling people.
Yeah.
Or not. So somebody's using Deputy Grady Butler to try to get money out of you. It's not him. Everybody should recognize your voice.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that my name and my voice recognition will deter people and just kind of go, that's not Grady Butler, and hang up. And please hang up.
I gave Grady advice yesterday. Take the fifth.
Right.
Quit talking, Grady. Quit saying anything. One of the captains approached him yesterday in the hall, and I'll stand there, and Grady, he started telling him what's going on. I said, and Grady looked and with his face, I go, Grady, take the fifth. Don't say nothing right now. Don't say nothing. But no, seriously, folks, it's a scam. It's a scam again, where they're using, they pick names, prominent names, and like now they're using you, and they've used me before, and Ray McNeely, a bunch of us, they just like throwing those names out, which throws creds to what they're trying to do. But again, we're not going to call you, folks. We promise you, we won't call you, and nobody else will either. It's a
Asking
scam.
for money.
And they want to keep you on the phone. Don't
Yes.
get off the phone. Do not hang up on the phone. When they tell you that, hang up on the phone. Get a whistle, blow in their ear, hang up the phone.
Well, let's talk about this SWAT mission that happened this week.
Yeah, yesterday we had an individual that pointed a gun at some folks, threatened to kill them, and that went to a bad situation. Very fortunate nobody was hurt in that situation. And our SWAT team, let me just say our SWAT team, which is regionalized now between Service, the police department, sheriff's office, some smaller agencies contributing resources and manpower to that, responded down in the Hereford Palominas area. And about 3 or 4 hours later, before they took him into custody, and where he came out, nobody was hurt. Nice job to SWAT. Thank you so much for our regional SWAT team. And again, it just seems like people are, the word respect is off the table. It's just careless, lack of respect. It's like they've lost their focus. There's blindness going on, but yeah, it's just be careful out there, folks.
And we also had an interesting turn of events yesterday when we were notified that Captain Chris Wilkerson had been taken into custody by the marshals in Illinois.
What a case that I've been following. This is a case for those listening this morning saying, oh, what is that? This is an individual that we were notified, 3 years ago, Carol? It's got to be at least 3 years.
Yes.
Where I get a call from the military saying, we need some help, Sheriff. This individual was set to stand trial. We got notified like on a Wednesday. He was supposed to be in court on Fort Huachuca for a JAG trial for the military for a sexual offense of a minor. Well, he had got leave. I'm not going to say anything beyond that. He had got leave but never came back. So they needed him at trial per the judge. So as a female judge, I want him here. Went to leadership of Fort Huachuca. They notified us. So we spent a lot of resources trying to find this guy. We ended up finding his vehicle up in the Whetstone Mountains up toward Karshner Caverns. We did a flyover with our helicopter, spotted the vehicle out there. And this was a captain in the military who had an MI, military intelligence background, and I believe he had some kind of armory background too. He had both. So this was a very smart individual. We looked on our camera system. We have camera systems, as people know, license plate readers. We had him. He staged it. There's no doubt. We came to that conclusion where we had him 6 to 7, 8 times, whatever it was, up and down I-10, down 90, and then that's what put us in the area. Then we pinged his phone, found out the car. So we actually went in there on a tactical approach on that car because he had the advantage because the car was on the foothills of the Whetstone Mountains. We did it very, very smart. But the cell phone was sitting on the front seat, and we searched his house. His family had already moved him out of his house, which is out off 92 South. He did everything. This is all pre-planned, and so he's been missing ever since. So every few months, I asked the military, did we find him? And no. Big shout out to the U.S. Marshals. They found him. His family lived in Illinois, and I said this yesterday. Carol and I were speaking yesterday. You might have got away with it. You thought you're on the run. Hey, I'm fine. They'll never catch me, whether I'm in Mexico, wherever I'm going to be hiding out at. And there was conclusions that he might have been out of country. at the end of the day, time is our friend. Time is our friend. Time is not his friend. And he got caught in Illinois. If I had to make the assumption, I don't know, Karen, maybe you know, back at his mom's house.
Yes, that's what they said.
Yeah, so that's what they were hoping for. Mom drove him home, and he drove himself up there. Totally different looking guy. Hopefully they put that on Facebook or...
Not yet, but
yeah,
it should be there.
It should be there. I mean, this guy did a sexual offense against a family member. What I've been told at the end of the day is this guy needed to be caught. He was convicted in absentia. So he is now, I've been told he's coming back here. I'm kind of shocked they're bringing him back here. So he'll go back to our jail because we hold military soldiers in our jail. We have an agreement with them. But either way, he's probably going to Fort Leavenworth where, my personal opinion, needs to go.
Well, let's talk about another story that kind of made the headlines. A guy that was in the Bisbee pit.
Yeah, a lot of speculation. What's going on with that? I know our team was down there. Our deputies were down there. Here's an individual that had some kind of disagreement with his spouse, was drinking, went down to the pit. It appears he went over the fence. He didn't go through with a car, which was the early speculation on this. And this happened at 2:30 in the morning. And it was really pieced together, not in a very informative way. But either way, it looks like he walked down after he went over the fence, which is a trespass issue in itself, first of all, and went down, walked down through the pit, and then at some point he fell. You got to figure how dark that pit is. It's been raining a lot this week. I know it's a miracle. It's been raining a lot this week. But then he fell, broke some bones or broke a bone, and then called. That's how we found him, and called 911. Said, I'm at the bottom of the pit. I need help. And then we had a heck of a time getting him out of there. I'll just tell you, a heck of a time getting him out of there because he's all the way to the bottom. So, and he didn't fall all the way to the bottom. There's no way he fell all the way to the bottom because there's a lot of mystery in this because he wasn't cooperative, what I understand. But either way, he was cited, Carol?
Yeah, he was cited for criminal trespass.
Yes.
And the helicopter had to get him out of there.
It did. We had to hoist him out of there. I mean, there's no way you're going to bring him out of that pit. That pit, whatever, is a mile deep or whatever. And, yeah, there's no way. So they hoisted him out of there. So a lot of resources, a lot of expenses for a bad night for one individual. But as a result, he was charged for that. Just an update for the people to listen to that.
I'm just curious who his cell phone carrier is.
That's amazing, yeah.
Yeah, you can't get cell service in that area, but if you're a mile down in a hole, I guess you can.
It's probably a burner phone from Walmart. I don't know, because we pay big money for these corporate phones. They don't work half the time, so I don't want to say who my provider is. But I'm serious. I was coming out of Phoenix this week for a post meeting, which is police officer standard training. Downtown Phoenix, and I don't have reception. Are you kidding me? And even on 92 by McDonald's, I lose people. Up on BST by the cemetery. But this guy's in the bottom of the pit with a burner phone. I say that. And he's got reception. Kudos. You're right, Carol. We need to ask him, hey, we'll do a plea agreement with you if you tell us who your phone carrier is. Come on, man. I don't know how that works.
And is everybody ready? It's that time of year again, the Cochise County Fair.
Yeah.
100, what is this one? 103,
I think.
No, it's got to be, didn't we just...
Is it more?
102 then. Didn't we just have the 100th?
We did, yes.
So it's got to be 101, 102, somewhere in there. And I saved my 100th ticket for the 100th anniversary of it. That someday will be in a museum. Right now it means nothing to nobody. But in 100 years, somebody's going, that ticket, look at that, ain't that cool? I won't be here to see that, but some people embracing that ticket. I don't know. But yeah, the Cochise County Fair starts next week.
Yes, Thursday. So everybody will be there. Just come on down. It's a good time. Even though you haven't been to a county fair maybe in a really long time, come to this one. It's pretty good.
It's where you can actually say life is fair. It truly is.
Yes.
And nobody can argue that, And you hear people say, well, life's not fair. That's probably a valid point. But you think about when you go to a county fair, that is a true fair. It's true balance in life.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It is.
And let's talk about the accident in Pierce.
Sad situation.
This goes into your safety message as well.
It does. Sad situation. 80-year-old man, and as his family shared with my investigators, wasn't wearing a seatbelt, and he did not believe he had to stop for stop signs. As a result, he's no longer with us. He was killed in the car accident, and impacted another family. Mm-hmm. So very, very bad accident. I give my investigators a lot of credit. They see a lot of bad things on these accidents, but again, you got to stop at stop signs, and you have to wear your seatbelt. I mean, would it make a difference? Yes. There's no doubt. You got to stop at stop signs. Yeah, but it's just a stop sign. I mean, nobody was coming this time. this time. But the law, that's the literal law, which means it's not discretionary. Stop signs aren't discretionary. They're mandates. You got to stop for them. Very sad situation. And this is part of why we do this show. It's a safety message for all that. The rules of law are to keep us safe. It truly is. And up on one of the county roads, we've been doing some details, and people are still speeding. It's up in the Wilcox area. We've made 345 traffic stops and wrote 85 citations just trying to change behavior. And right now, they're still driving bad. So we'll kick that up more and more. And we don't want to stop cars, but when you speed, I stopped the car coming here this morning to this radio show. Slow down. And people tell you, this lady told me this morning, I really need to pay more attention to my speedometer. You think? Thank you. You have to correspond with your speedometer. We don't want you speeding because it's easy to go fast. It's difficult to stop sometimes. So please slow down.
And driving is a privilege.
Thank you. That's a good point. People think it's my right. It's not your right. It's a privilege. Don't take that privilege off the table, please.
Well, Sheriff Mark Daniels, we thank you for coming and talking to us today. And before you go, invite us out to Cochise County football.
Tonight, Buena hosting the Tucson Badgers, and it's homecoming. So all you alumni from Buena, come on out tonight. Pregame is at 6:30. Game kicks off at 7. See you tonight.
And Carol, who do we have coming in next?
Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. And that's exactly who we have in the studio now from SSVEC. Introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I'm Matt Riesco, Safety Manager.
And I'm Nathan Hodges, Senior Vice President of Operations.
Excellent. And first of all, thank you, SSVEC, for sponsoring this show because we get the word out from the Sheriff's Office, and we think that's great. Then we have people like you come in, and then we have public service announcements all through the rest of the show. So it's a great community way to get information out, and it's thanks to you at SSVEC. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you for having us.
You bet. So we're going to talk today about May Day exercises. So what is the purpose of a May Day exercise?
So what we do for our May Day is we do some specialized training with our teams, to kind of determine where our potential gaps are. It's a real life scenario where, we have one of our employees go down in an emergency situation, and then we deploy our procedures and try to figure out where our potential gaps are so we can solve those.
And so that's what the May Day exercise is. Who gets involved in that?
Well, we have really everybody. So all SSVEC employees are involved in the May Day exercises, but we emphasize our outside and field employees because they're the ones most likely to be involved in a real-world May Day situation. We also work with our community partners, fire departments, Cochise County Police departments, emergency personnel, some city personnel, because if we have a real-world May Day, we're going to be working with them so they can help us resolve the situation. And we do it in multiple locations because, as you know, we have 3 main offices, one in Cerro Vista, one in Benson, and one in Wilcox. So we perform a drill in each area because we'd be dealing with different employees and also different emergency responders. That way we can really build those relationships with our emergency responders, with our county partners, to help us out if we're ever in a May Day situation.
And different terrains, because this county has so many different terrains everywhere.
Absolutely, and that's what we try to bring into the May Day procedures or the May Day drills are kind of a realistic scenario, so out in the field, in different locations, and bring in some of that real world scenario. So yeah, that's a great point on the terrains.
So it must be fun to design and implement these kind of training exercises. How do you do that?
So we start off first with the tabletop exercise where we bring in all of our community partners and discuss, kind of what our scenario is. And we base our scenario on what's going on around our industry. We look at the utility industry as a whole, and then we look at more localized what's going on in our areas, what's going on with our teams, and we kind of build our scenario around that. And along with that, we try to integrate our community partners, such as Nathan said, with our city workers, Cochise County Emergency Response, fire and police departments, HCI, ambulance services, and kind of get a response time, to figure out how long it's going to take for certain areas. And we identify, where our potential gaps are when it comes to radios or cell phone service, and what other alternatives we have that we can, reach emergency responders in that time. And then after that, we go to the field and we do a real-life exercise where we train on these things. And, we have an employee go down and actually do call 911, call our May Day procedure, and we kind of get times and responses. And then after we do our exercise, that's when we go back to our our office, and we do kind of like a after action review. What's working, what could we do better, and it's really important not only for us but for our community partners as well, so we can share our safety culture and what we're doing to improve it.
And it sounds like there's specific goals for the May Day drill then.
Yes, absolutely. So for our employees, we want them to recognize when to declare a Mayday, when to start doing a Mayday, get into the procedure. We also want to practice it under a stressful, simulated real-world scenario. So the first time you're doing it isn't when it's real. We wanted to work through it that way. If it ever is real, it's kind of second nature. And it also just gains confidence in using the procedure. That's for our employees. For SSVEC as a whole, by doing the drills, it tests our effectiveness of our internal communications. It also can test the effectiveness of our communication with our county and emergency partners. We can measure the coordination across our crews and our departments. Where is the communication well, and where can we improve? And it also, of course, strengthens our relationships with our community partners. And then for everybody involved, both inside and outside SSVEC, it reinforces the cooperative safety culture, which very important to us, our safety first culture. It builds trust that SSVEC can respond effectively in a real world emergency, and it helps to drive that continuous improvement in our training, in our procedures, in our awareness.
Well, this is a really neat idea for your company to do, especially since you deal all over the Cochise County area, and then also you deal with so many stakeholders throughout Cochise County. I think this is a brilliant way to interact with each other and have it as a drill, so when it comes to pass, you know what to do. That's just amazing to me. So thank you for coming in and tell us about your safety procedures.
You bet. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for having us.
And how can people find out more about Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative?
Well, our website, ssvec.org.
And also our Facebook page, the SSVEC.
All right. Thanks for coming and talking to us today. And again, thank you for sponsoring First Watch.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
Giving you an inside look to your sheriff's office. Let's go back to First Watch on KWCD.
And it's brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. I'm Grady Butler. With me is Carol Kappas and our next guest. Hi, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Becky Smith. I'm with the Parents of Addicted Loved Ones.
Hi, I'm Theodore McGuire. I'm a Community Impact Specialist with Community Medical Services.
And next week, this is a week from tomorrow, there's going to be an event in the park called Victory Over Addiction. What is that?
Yes, Victory Over Addiction is a event that gathers resources for anything related to addiction and recovery, and also behavioral health services as well. Over 20 million people in this country struggle with substance abuse disorder, and so we want to raise awareness that it is a thing. You don't have to be ashamed of it, that there's help out there. And these people who will be there, many have been there, they have the experience, and they really do care and want to help people.
And you are here because you're one of the stakeholders, so tell us what you do.
So I'm very loud, and I lead the walk that goes down Fry Boulevard, and I believe we should recover loudly so people don't have to die quietly anymore.
That's pretty interesting. So, and you also have a phone number you want to throw out in case people are struggling.
Yes, if people are struggling with opiates or even any other substances, you can call me at 520-508-1077.
So there's going to be a lot of services at this event, too. Tell us about kind of who else is going to be there.
Yeah, there are over 20 services that will be there, and we will have people from mental health services, we'll have recovery homes, we'll have the county health services there, overdose prevention services, Cochise harm reduction services, support groups. There's all kinds. I mean, that's just a snippet of what will be there.
And what time will this be at the Veterans Park?
So the event starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll have everybody set up and ready to go at 8. At 9 o'clock, we'll do the walk for recovery. And Teddy's a big lead on that. Like he said, he's loud and proud in his recovery. And so we start the walk at 9. And we'll just walk down Fry and back. We have signs that say, you know, there's hope, recovery's for real, you matter, you know, encouraging words of really hope about recovery.
So you provide signs for people to carry?
We have signs. We make them there. Yes.
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 And people can bring their own.
Anybody can make their own quote as long as it's to do with recovery, because we're happy.
And how long is the walk?
It's probably half an hour, maybe. It's just down Fry and back again, so as long as it takes for people to get down there and back again. So probably half an hour at the most.
Excellent. All right, well, give out your phone number one more time and the reason why people should call.
Theodore McGuire, phone number 520-508-1077. I am in recovery. I help those struggling with any form of addiction. I am a community impact specialist at Community Medical Services, specialty clinic for the opiate use disorder. Please call with any questions.
And one more time, the number?
520-508-1077. Thank you.
And Becky, invite everybody out to the event again 1 week from tomorrow.
Yeah, so 1 week from tomorrow, Saturday, September 27th, starting at 8 o'clock in Veterans Park, Victory Over Addiction and the Walk for Recovery. So please come out, join us, get some information, meet some amazing people, and have some fun.
And we thank you both for coming in and talking to us today, and we thank you both for what you're doing in our community.
Thank
you, Grady.
First Watch on KWCD Country is brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative.
You've been listening to First Watch, brought to you by Sulphur Springs Valley Electric Cooperative. Keep up to date. Follow the Cochise County Sheriff's Office on Facebook. And tune in next Friday, 7 a.m. for First Watch right here on KWCD.